I
No, I mean
stopped
I'm
doing
saying,
that
but it's
shit
been
with
over a
power.
year. It's been over a year since the show's been over with. So like, I was just confused. Like, I genuinely thought you all had already seen the show,
Mm-mm.
like the whole thing.
Mm-mm.
Well, at the time, I wasn't interested because I hadn't seen the game, and then after I saw the game, I'm like, oh, holy shit! I want to see the show
Well,
now.
well, I just naturally take a long time to get to series that I'm thinking about getting into. That's just
Well, I'll
been
talk about
prevalent
the
for me.
first episode. What do y'all think about the whole how they
Well, no,
changed
we
up the
can't. We can't
fungus?
talk about it because Khalil hasn't seen it and he's interested.
I mean, it's not too different from the game, but they do
Exactly,
change
it's
certain.
one to
They
one.
do. It's not one to one because they do change certain things about certain people. I don't really. I want him to experience it for himself. Like,
I'm not even trying to talk about the characters. I just want to talk about the fungus itself because I feel like. Do
okay.
y'all think that, or at least I'll ask you, and I'll even be vague. Do you think it's more dangerous now, Gray?
Um,
Because
like,
the way they put it, it would definitely spread a lot quicker.
I feel like it's not too different from the game, to be honest. Not really. No. I feel like it's the same concept. It's a plant-based, you know, virus that found its way into a nigga, and
Somebody
then that
get
nigga
this.
caused the apocalypse, and it just spreads through that. It's the exact same concept. The speed of it's really not really important.
The hive mind thing, though.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
God
yeah. That
damn!
is a little interesting little thing, but
But you know what's weird? They only touched on that like twice.
I don't really see them changing much though.
Back up, motherfucker. So, like, don't try my patience, Hanzo. I'm not the one. I will murk your ass.
If you're
When this
serious about that,
person-
Tana, take him out. Be about it.
He backed up because he was on one and he started shooting me and then he went away. I'm like, see, get back. And
Yeah,
Monkey
and
needs
you
to
just
stop
caught up with
insane-
My Hero, right, Khalil? So yeah, you got time to start Last of Us now.
Yeah.
It's
I think there's only like
pretty good.
6. I think there's only like 6 episodes, so.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's like really well. I think probably because since it's like movie based, there's not a lot of episodes. So I think it's like yeah,
Hanzo
6
is
episodes.
dead.
Yeah,
Move the fuck
every
up.
episode is about an hour long, but I didn't know it was.
Their
6.
tank is about to be dead. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I thought it was more than that. Really? Hold up.
Yeah, yeah.
The Last of Us.
The episode I'm on was showing me about 6.
They cover.
Another gun. It's 6 episodes. I really thought it would be more.
Lucio's dead.
Well, still, it's a good watch.
Yes.
So
No.
when I do get back to playing Last of Us, are we just starting from the beginning, or are we just starting from 2?
I don't mind starting from the beginning. It's I like both. I like the second one slightly more, but I can do the beginning.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I respect that.
Yeah, hearing people say that The Last of Us 2 was ass, it still baffles me. I'm like, it's good. What y'all talking about?
Well, here's the thing.
It
They
had
say
me in
that
my feels.
they say that because everyone feels like they just did Joe wrong, and honestly,
I know, but that's what made it good. Like, and it made it haunting too. Like Joe going such a.
You're solo ulting me? Are you that much of a pussy?
You're not solo ulted. 2 people died from it.
No, he like only pointed at me. Everyone else ran into that shit, but he was looking dead at me when he threw it.
I mean, shit, even I did. That's the crazy part too, though, because when right before the game came out, the whole reason the game became a dumpster fire in the first place is because there was a mass leak of the entire plot And when people just read that, oh yeah, Joel dies within like the first 2 hours of the game, that caused a massive uproar in and of itself. Now, I unfortunately got exposed to that leak, but this is why you actually have to play the game versus reading the fucking plot. Because I was still surprised when that bitch happened, and I did not get back on that game for the next, what, 2
I only
weeks?
have one criticism with his death. I don't mind him dying at all.
You think
But
it was out of character?
yeah, that's like the slightest thing. Like, I feel like he would have been more reserved. He could have put up much more of a fight. It's like, y'all heard about what Suicide Squad did?
Killed the just.
Yes, yes.
Oh no,
That
we're
now
going
see,
here.
here's the thing. That is only like slightly how I felt what they did to Joel, but no, that was a lot worse than what they did to Joel. I guess it's looking at everything he did before, and it's like, wow, he gets taken out by these pussyfoots. What the fuck?
Look,
I mean, yeah, for me, it sucked to have Joel die, but at the same time, I thought it was good because, like, you feel Ellie's pain, you feel her guilt, you know, especially like Joel went out on in such a brutal way, you know.
Yeah, like I said, I'm okay with him dying. Like hell, put him in a big ass battle that he just can't win. But we see him get shot in the knee, and then we watched him get bitched out by a golf club. Like, it just seems so anticlimactic.
I mean, she wanted him to suffer for killing her dad. I mean,
I
that's
feel
not.
like that's a perfect way to ignite, like, you know,
Yeah,
a
like-
sense of.
My fuse is lit.
Yeah, and here's the thing, though, and that's another thing. With how I felt describing that, it made me angry. Imagine how Ellie felt.
That's
So
why
I guess-
she went and did what she did.
I'm saying,
And
so I
you're-
guess they literally made him be so bastardized that it made you want revenge. So I guess it did what it did in making you as angry as Ellie was.
Yeah. And then you see why Abby did it, and you feel bad for her. I'm like, oh.
You were nah, Khalil, you were shitting on her. You were shitting on her in that game.
Life protects life.
Like seeing Abby cry.
You seeing what I'm seeing now. You seeing what I'm seeing, okay.
You know.
No, yeah, okay, but
No, I felt bad for both of them. Like, Abby didn't want to fight anymore. And then Ellie's just like, fuck it, it's not worth it. Leave. You know, because they both ended up losing something. A lot, actually. So, which I think is very symbolic, especially like Ellie, that was her worst fear, which I liked. Ending up
No.
alone.
that's. Oh man.
And it's
Hey.
a classic game of violence begets violence, where it's like, I could easily kill this bitch right now, but if I do, her fucking Ellie is gonna come back after me, and so fucking on, and all this bullshit. And it's like, god damn it, you know what? Fine, fuck it, you win, bitch. It just
Well,
walks.
that's the thing. I mean, yeah, obviously revenge is a very central theme of Last of Us 2, but if that's
Dig two
all you
graves
take
and all
away
that
from
jazz.
it, if that's all you take away from it, then you missed out on a lot. Like,
That's not all
you're
I
kinda
take away
limiting
from
to yourself. No, I'm talking about the people who were shitting on this game, because I see. Well, I predicted this. I knew that with time, people would change their tune over this game. I think you feel a lot differently than how you felt back then. But like, I'm just saying. I understood what people's gripes were. I just think they were misguided. Like, Joel's death being out of character would only make sense if you were applying, I don't know, the first fucking 30 minutes of The Last of Us 1, where he was just looking out for himself, and him, I guess. I was trying. Yeah, where he was only looking after himself, but his time with Ellie changed him. His time with Ellie changed him, and they make that like very apparent for like the entire time that you're playing with them. You see them eventually grow towards each other after the shit that they go through, and then there's a big ass time skip in between where they're not even fucking talking to each other.
And
So
that brings in a slight justification for his death because like I felt like he went way too easily and he kind of had his guard down like fuck. But a lot of people say with him being comfortable in what was basically a fortress, being a dad and all this shit, they say he probably would have gotten lax over the years, which yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah, well, that and also all the experience. Like, that's the thing. I feel like most people weren't really paying attention to the significance of the opening scene for Last of Us Part 2. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's so cute. Joel's coming in with the guitar and he's playing for Ellie. No. I mean, yes, it's adorable. It's like, wow. But that scene's supposed to show you, yo, this really is not the same Joel that we saw at the beginning of the last game.
Bro
This
basically
dude-
retired. He hung up his
This dude
shotgun.
pulled out a guitar and started fucking singing. Can you imagine Last of Us 1 Joel pulling out a guitar and singing for Ellie? No.
No.
Yeah. So whenever like people would say it doesn't make sense for someone like Joel to do what he did, we gotta remember all he did was say his name. That's all he said. Joel. No, his brother was like, oh yeah, y'all should come back with us and restock. Something like that. And then Tommy introduced himself and then Joel introduced himself. Tommy did not introduce Joel. I don't want to, yes. Joel introduced himself. But that was all he said. He just said Joel.
But then nigga was acting like, y'all act like you heard of us or something. That was the one alert thing he did.
Yeah.
So what would you guys say is the most sad or the number one saddest thing that happened in The Last of Us to you, or haunting, I guess?
Y'all go ahead first. I gotta think about mine.
Okay, so
Oh, wait, I know what you're
be
gonna say, Khalil. You gonna say Henry and Sam.
Henry and Sam. Yeah.
I can't talk about mine because it's a change they made in the show. I can't talk about mine. Y'all need to hurry up and fucking watch it.
Well, I meant in the game. I meant just game wise.
In the game itself,
Yeah, you can do both or second, either one. 100%.
I think the most pain, Khalil, that you experienced there was the time skip. You're like, yeah, the deaths were sad, but what was even sadder was the fact that they just skipped to fucking winter.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. That's one of them, but it's another one. What's yours, Trey?
honestly, and I know it's gonna sound
I was agree
cliche,
with you.
but I'll explain why. It was Joel's death and Ellie crying, begging him to get up. Because it kind of reminds me of Wolverine's burial of Charles Xavier and Logan. You don't normally see these badasses cry or be weak. So when you see them being weak and beaten down, it's like, God damn, get up! Get up!
That's not my first time seeing Ellie cry. The first time I saw Ellie cry was when David was when she killed David.
No. It wasn't her crying that got me. It was seeing Joel in that weakened state. Like, I felt her pain. Like, bro, get up. You've beaten this before. Get up. I'm taking on armies of clickers with you. Get the fuck up, man.
Fair. Dre, what's yours?
I don't know. I've kind of just been skimming through the story in my head. A big contender is this is a strange one, but a big contender. I won't say it's my saddest one, but Owen and Mel getting murdered broke me. But only when you see it from well, actually from both perspectives. Actually, like Owen and Mel, just because
14-0, take a knee on these hoes.
Oh, Owen's not a bad dude, but he...
Sonda, I owe this one to you, even though you didn't heal me at all.
He still did some dirty shit.
He did, but, like, he was drunk, whatever. Man, I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. That's a big contender. The Owen and Mel thing. I don't want